Everyone's always talking about Amex, Chase, and Capital One, but what about Citi ThankYou Points?
They don't get much hype, but when you dig into the transfer partners, there's some serious value hiding in plain sight.
Today, we're going to compare Citi's ecosystem against the big three and show you exactly where it shines and where it could be improved.
By the end of this episode, you might realize that Citi's been the quiet powerhouse all along.
Hey, I'm Chris. Welcome to the Upgraded Points podcast.
And I'm Katie, and today we are talking all about Citi ThankYou Points. Before we get to that, don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. And if you have questions or comments for us, you can email us at podcast@upgradedpoints.com. Let's get started with some news today. Chris, what's going on with Vacasa and Wyndham?
Yeah, unfortunately, this partnership is ending. So for those who are not familiar, Wyndham, the hotel chain, you can use your Wyndham points to book essentially vacation homes and apartments and condos on Vacasa, right? Vacasa, is that how you say it, Katie?
Vacasa, I think, yeah.
Vacasa, okay. We don't have to remember that for much longer. But yeah, that is ending. So you can only make reservations now through November 30th of this year, as long as your checkout date is by January 31st, 2026. After November 30th, you will no longer be able to book Vacasa stays through your Wyndham's Rewards program. If you already have a Vacasa reservation, you're okay. They're going to honor all existing reservations, even if they're past January 31st of next year. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you want to make any new bookings for this winter, for the holidays, now is the time to do it.
Yeah, bummer, but I'm glad we got a little bit of heads up on that one. So Good to know. Okay, we actually have some good news this week. We have another AwardTool discount for you, and this one is for AwardTool. Promptly names.
Great name.
Yeah, right. You know exactly what it is. So AwardTool is an award search engine that you can use to look for tickets across multiple airlines, multiple loyalty programs, and it has an interface that's similar to like a Google Flights. There is a free and a pro version. The pro version, you can manage up to 70 award alerts. You can get SMS notifications, unlimited hotel searches, and then live seat maps for most major airlines. So there's a lot of benefits to this. Andrew, who is on the Upgraded Points team, he says this is his favorite tool, and he wrote a great review of this tool. So we're going to link to that in the show notes so you can read all about it. But we do have a special promo code. You can use the code UPGRADED20 to save 20% off of all AwardTool plans for new subscribers.
Very cool. I've not used this tool. I'm going to have to go check it out now.
I haven't either. Yeah.
I love checking out seat charts, especially when they're live, because it impacts which flights I booked. So it's really important.
Yeah, I didn't realize that AwardTool had seat charts like that until I was reading up on it from when we got this promo code. So I'm going to go take a peek at that. So that's great news.
All right, well, let's dive in. Today, we want to talk about if Citi ThankYou Points are underrated. Everybody talks about Amex and Chase and Capital One, but Citi ThankYou Points rarely get the spotlight.
Yeah, and it's really funny because when you look at the list of transfer partners, it's a really good list with a lot of bonus opportunities. So I think there's just a lot of hidden value in this program, and it doesn't quite get the love that it deserves.
I agree. If you're not familiar with the program, which I know many people are not, I'm just going to give you a quick overview and then we'll dive into some of the more specifics. But Citi ThankYou Points is just like any other big banks. You can earn a bunch of points through welcome offers, through bonus spending on your credit card, booking through the Citi Travel portal. Then you can use those points in a variety of ways. You could use them to cover your bill or for gift cards. Please don't do that. You could book travel via the portal, which sometimes could make sense. But we think the real value is transferring to transfer partners. Now, for the longest time, one of the knocks against Citi was that it had a pretty limited list of transfer partners, at least at first glance. There were no major U.S. airlines besides JetBlue. But with the addition of American Airlines, that completely flips the script because that is an awesome domestic partner to have. Now, just because there are no domestic partners there listed, or not as many, doesn't mean you can't fly any, because there's a whole list of partners. And those partners include Air France, KLM, Flying Blue, Core, Live Limitless. We have American Airlines now, Avianca, Cathay Pacific, choice privileges for hotels, Emirates Skywards, Etihad Guest, JetBlue, leading hotels of the world, which we dove deep in the previous episode, Preferred Hotels, Qantas, Qatar, Turkish, Virgin Atlantic, Wyndham, and more.
Yeah, and like that's a great list, but I think we have to emphasize here they're the only transfer partner with American Airlines, which is huge. I mean, that changed the
Huge.
game.
It did.
They're the only ones that transfer to leading hotels of the world, which we dove deep into in episode 28. And there's some really, really killer hotels in that program. And also, they have the best transfer ratio to preferred hotels at 1 to 4. So, those three are a really nice combination that you're only getting with City Points.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially with the transfer ratio. That's just not, I admit I was not very familiar with the program until we went into it in the previous episode, and that is a really good deal. The list is a nice mix of hotel and airlines, and if you're thinking, oh, I don't fly, they don't transfer to United, for example, that's okay because there are transfer partners that do.
Yeah, I mean, you can transfer to Turkish and book a United's flight. You can transfer to Virgin and book a Delta flight. So there are ways around not having those programs like Delta or United that you're super familiar with in that list. Of course, it does have American, and you can just transfer to American and book an American flight. Super easy peasy.
Exactly. And plus, there's an occasional transfer bonus that makes those redemptions even more valuable. We haven't seen one for American Airlines yet. It's a new partner, but who knows what
Wouldn't
the
that be
future
nice?
holds. That'd be too nice.
That'll be awesome. Okay, so let's dive into some of the credit cards in the program. I know we've talked about some of these before, so we're not going to go super, super in depth on all of these. We just want to kind of touch on some of the highlights. And I think there are some sneaky good under the radar cards here, especially when we get to the low and the no fee cards. But starting with the not no or low fee card is the Citi Strata Elite card. It's their brand new premium card. We've spoken about this a couple times in the show before. It's $595, so it's actually kind of the low end of the premium cards these days. You earn 12 points per dollar on hotels, car rentals, and attractions booked through Citi Travel, and that's fantastic for theme park tickets, which we've talked about. Also, 6 points per dollar on air travel booked through Citi Travel. 3 to 6 points on restaurants, depending on what time zone you're in and what day you're at.
Hold
in
on.
the city.
Hold on. So, Katie, we've been getting some hate mail about our,
No.
yeah, well, not mail, but some comments on YouTube about our, not that we're not giving City Nights enough love, and maybe we should dive into it a little bit deeper.
Okay,
But
fine.
I'm
Okay.
starting to soften on it a little bit because, sure, we would love to have 6X 24/7, but a lot of people go out to dinner on the weekends, and that's normal. And so I get that City is doing this. One of the comments was that if Amex and Chase had done this, we would be singing praises. And I'm thinking maybe we would. I don't know. But I'm softening my tune on
Okay.
City Nights for a little bit. Um, but yeah, either way, 3 times X on the other is still great.
Yeah, I'm not going to soften. I'm sorry. You can be the good guy here. I will still be the bad guy.
There you go,
6X
everyone. You
is
can bully me.
great. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. 6X is great, but on 2 nights from certain times, Eastern time zone, it's just silly. Like, make it 6X on Saturdays or something. Easy to get. So I'll be the bad guy here. I think it's silly.
All
I
right,
mean, it's
thank
great.
you.
I like to think of it as you're going to earn 3X, and maybe sometimes you'll get 6X, and that's
It'll be a bonus.
fantastic.
You'll forget
It'll be a
about it.
bonus. So you can send hate mail directly to me and leave Chris out of it.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, let's move on. This card also has the global entry TSA pre-check credit, the $300 annual hotel credit for 2 nights or more through City Travel, the $200 splurge credit, which you can use on merchants like Best Buy or American Airlines, the Black Lane credit, which is like a fancy chauffeur service, 4 Admirals Club passes per year, and then a priority pass membership. So a lot of benefits, a high annual fee. Where I think City shines is in their lower and no annual fee cards. So let's talk about the City Strata Premier. This one, it's not exciting. It's kind of a boring card, which I
You're
think
gonna get
is.
some more hate mail
I'm sorry. Yeah, I probably will.
from
Sorry.
me.
Okay. Well, you have my email address, so you know where to find me. No, I think it's kind of a boring card, but when you actually look at the earning categories, like it's really solid. It's a $95 annual fee card, which is a total bargain these days. And then the earning categories, you get 10x on the hotels, car rentals, and attractions through City Travel. So almost as good as that Strata Elite. 3x on flights and hotels booked directly. And 3x at restaurants,
Hmm.
supermarkets, gas and EV charging.
And
Like when
that's
you
worldwide.
yeah, when you stop to actually look at that, that's huge. I mean, 3x on flights and hotels booked direct is almost as good as the Chase Sapphire Reserve 4x on hotels and air travel. And that's a what is it, $795 card now. 3x at restaurants and supermarkets. That's almost as good as the Amex Gold card, which is what is it, 350, 395 now, something like that.
Hmm.
Those are solid categories, and I don't
Yeah.
think like, I think those people who are saying, we would be nicer about city nights if it was on an Amex or a Chase card. This, I think if this was on an Amex or a Chase card, the blogs and the websites and
Yeah.
podcasts, including us, would probably be falling over ourselves talking
Hmm.
about how good that card is on a $95 annual card. And on top of that, as a $100 hotel credit, just any hotel booked through City Travel, $500 or more. But if you're booking, a few nights or something at even a moderately priced hotel, I bet a lot of people can take advantage of that. So I like it's kind of boring, but it's kind of amazing.
Yeah. This is my go-to card, especially with the 3x and the we talk about the Amex Gold. Those bonus categories are for US supermarkets and restaurants. This is not.
Yeah.
So
So it
living
works for
abroad, I
you.
use
Yeah.
yeah, it's perfect. And then bonus that it gets those flights and hotels out. So it's just an easy card to just keep my wallet and not really have to worry about chasing categories.
Yeah, I've been using this one for my grocery spend because that's my biggest everyday category. So I really like this card, even though it's
Yeah,
kind of boring.
me too.
And then there's this. Oh, go ahead. I don't want to cut you
No, no, go ahead. I love
off.
it. I'll keep talking about it. We could do a whole episode on this.
I also wanted to talk about the City Strata card. This card was introduced in earlier this year, a few months ago, and it replaced the Rewards Plus card. So if you had one of those, it got changed over to the Strata card, $0 annual fee. And this one also has sneaky good earning categories. 5x on hotels, car rentals, and attractions booked through City Travel. But then it also has 3 points per dollar on supermarkets, select transit, gas, and EV, and then a self-select category of your choice. And this is fitness clubs, select streaming, live entertainment, cosmetic stores, barbershops, hair salons, or pet supply stores, and then 2 points per dollar in restaurants. Like that's that's really good for a no annual fee card.
And that is really good. Actually, I'm like, oh wow, that's real.
Yeah.
Maybe I should downgrade. But hold on, let me go back
Okay.
about the City Strata Premier.
Okay. Let's do it.
One thing, another benefit that I can sing praise for is recently they just added improved their travel insurance. So now it is legit travel insurance
Yeah, you're right.
that
You're
you
right.
could compare to one of the Chase cards. So I forget. Well, I don't want to dive too deep into this, but just another bullet point for that list there. That
Yeah.
it's a solid card for the annual fee.
I always forget about travel insurance.
I know, me
Important,
too.
yeah.
But
But yeah, you're right. That's another feather in its cap.
yeah,
Um, and then one more of the no annual fee cards that we should mention is the City Double Cash. This is a wildly popular card, no annual fee, 2 points per dollar on everything. So with those cards, you could have the Double Cash, the Strata, and the Strata Premier. You're spending $95 a year, and you're earning at least 2 points per dollar on everything. 3 points per dollar on a ton of really valuable categories. And then like 5 to 10 points per dollar if you're booking through the City Travel portal. Like that's a winning combination.
yeah.
And I do want to mention the point. So if you have just like the Double Cash or just the Strata, one of the no fee cards, you cannot transfer to the transfer partners at the full value. You do get a reduced value. I think it's like 1,000 points to 700 on most
Hmm.
transfer partners, but it does vary a little bit. But if you do have that like City Premier or the City Strata Elite, you can call City, have your thank you points combined, and then all of the points that you earn from even those no fee cards will go into one bucket, and you can use all of those to transfer at the full rate.
That's a good deal. There's one other card which I guess we should also mention is the Citi Custom Cash.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so this one is also no annual fee. This is marketed as a cashback card, but it actually earns points, right, Katie?
Yes.
All right. So you can earn 5x points on your top eligible categories up to $500 each month. And so those could include restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores, select travel, fitness clubs. But these cannot be transferred to another card. So you would have to transfer them at that lower rate. So that's just a little caveat there.
Yeah. Or you could use those as true cash back and get a cent per point if, if that's what you're after. You even with the lower transfer rate though, with some of these transfer partners, you could probably still do better than 1 cent per point if you're just
If you're
transferring
earning
those.
5x.
Yeah, on a no fee card. So this
Right.
could be a really interesting opportunity for someone who is super annual fee averse.
Mhm.
Now that 5x is capped at I think $500 in spend
Yeah.
a month, but like that's a really nice bonus. And like we said earlier, I think Citi is so underrated, especially for these low and no annual fee cards. I think it really shines at that lower level. Whereas, yes, we tend to focus on some of these very high end premium cards because they're more exciting, but there's a lot of solid value here.
Yeah, you're right. All right, well, let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons of this program that we decided we like so much. Okay, welcome back. We are talking about Citi ThankYou Points and this program that gets overshadowed by some of the bigger programs out there. Right now, we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons. Katie and I both have use this program regularly, so we are somewhat familiar with the ins and outs of it. So let me jump in. I'm going to start with the pro, one of my first pros, which doesn't get talked about very much at all, is the fact that you can transfer Citi ThankYou Points to anyone else that has a Citi ThankYou account. Not just spouse, not just someone in the same household. You can transfer them to anyone. Now, there are some caveats to that. You need to transfer a maximum of $100,000 per year. So that's capped at $100,000 per year. And the person receiving them is also capped at $100,000 per year. Another thing to be very, very aware of. These new transferred points are only valid for 90 days. So the person that receives these points needs to use them essentially immediately within the next 3 months. So if you receive these points, make sure you're either transferring them out to a partner or redeeming them for something very shortly.
Yeah, and hopefully you're transferring them with a very specific redemption in mind. So really that 90 days shouldn't be a problem because generally you don't need to transfer willy-nilly unless you have a reason to use them.
Yeah.
That's a great, really underrated perk.
Mm-hmm. The next is going to be Citi Merchant Offers. Now, this was new a couple years ago. It came out after Amex offers, came out after Chase offers, and it started slow and it got better. But it feels pretty stagnant lately. There have been some decent offers for JetBlue and Turo and Caesars, but it just feels like they've been on repeat. I'm seeing the same lugless offer for years now.
Yes.
I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why they're not, exploring it as much as Chase and Amex, but it's better than nothing. So that's a
Yeah.
pro for me.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely a pro. Better than nothing. Not as good as Amex or Chase, like you said. But I've gotten a couple of really good offers. I think I mentioned this earlier. There was a Starbucks offer it was like 10 or 15% off for like
Mhm.
6 months solid. Kind of like the lugless, but this one was actually valuable. So every time I got the offer, I put whatever the max was, I don't know, $15 on my Starbucks account and saved the whatever 10 or 15%. And then I would always get a
Yeah.
discount at Starbucks. And I don't actually go to Starbucks a ton except when I'm traveling because they're in airports. And it's something that my daughter really likes. So if we're out and about in a strange city, sometimes she just really likes to have something familiar. So it's really handy for me to just have that Starbucks cash. And so
Yeah.
sometimes the repeat offers can be handy.
Yeah.
I've had some for Amazon recently, but they're like 3%. But
Yeah.
it's better than nothing. So yeah.
No, what's really cool I've noticed we mentioned that there's only a few repeating ones, but there are like a ton if you scroll down. And the restaurant ones, I guess they sync them up to your zip code, your billing code,
Yes.
because there are tons of local restaurants that I know are not part of a chain or anything that would have any way to get into the Citi ecosystem. So I don't know what program is pulling them in, but I can get 3, 4, 5, 6% back at some of these random local dining establishments, and that's pretty cool. It's not something that I've seen any of the other banks do.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen those too. And I should mention one of the things they've made to make City Merchant Office better is you can actually search them now. And I don't know when it changed, but for a while you couldn't search. And you just had to scroll through that whole list every time. So it is improving. So hopefully those will just keep improving and get some good
Hmm.
offers.
Good. All right, so that was a pro. Let's move on to a con. And I think anyone that has used Citi for a significant amount of time can agree with this one, is that the customer service can be absolutely brutal. Anytime that I need to make a phone call with Citi, it's like pulling teeth. If I get a fraud alert on my phone and it says, "Oh, tap here to, verify that you all tap it," and then it says I have to call, I know I'm losing an
Forget
hour of
it.
my life. It is miserable. And that's comparing to someone like Amex, where either maybe just that click is okay, or if not, if I have to call, it'll be super quick and friendly. Citi is just the opposite.
Oh, I've had some experiences with the fraud alerts on those cards. Really brutal. Really brutal.
Yeah.
I did have one time where it was weird. It was on my Amex or American Airlines cards. They flagged a $12 charge as fraud, but then let a $12,000 charge go through.
Right.
So I was on the phone
Make it make
hours
sense.
trying to figure it out. The good news is that I earned the 12,000 loyalty points and they did not claw them back.
No way.
Yes.
That's
So
awesome.
that one time I felt like I got a little bit of my time back.
That
But
was
yeah,
that was worth your time.
yeah, but that was a one-time thing and I've had to deal with them since, and it's no
One
fun.
of the this has happened to multiple times, and I've seen people complain about it online, is when you have to call, and if you're calling from a number that's not registered on the account or whatever, and they want to send you a text, and for me abroad, the text won't work. They're like, okay, just give us any other number. Like, so what? Where is
Yeah.
the security in there? I
Yeah.
could be a criminal, and I'm like, okay, I'll give you my other criminal buddy's cell phone number. Okay, now you can have access. That part blows my mind, and I've seen it on other forums and blogs talk about it before, but it's so weird. I don't get Citi when they come to that.
I agree.
Let's do another con. This one's kind of a little, tongue in cheek, but I would like to see another major hotel brand. We know that, Amex has Hilton and Marriott, and Chase has Hyatt. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if we saw Hyatt with Citi? Come on.
I mean, American and Hyatt have a bit of a partnership, so
Right?
maybe they can
Come on.
lure Hyatt over to Citi. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh my God. If Chase lost Hyatt, people would go nuts.
That would be a busy week for us.
We would have to drop an episode overnight.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, that just
All
would be
right.
in addition to.
Yeah, hopefully.
Don't get any ideas, Hyatt.
All right, so let's end it with a pro then. This is the Citi Trifecta, which Katie mentioned earlier. This is when you get a few cards that combined would earn 2 to 5x on every single purchase. And now with Citi expanding its card lineup, you can mix and match cards to whatever you're comfortable with or whatever your travel goals are. You can do it for as low as $95 a year in annual fees by getting the Citi Strata Premier card and matching it with the Citi Double Cash or Custom Cash. Or if you wanted to go even higher, you could go with the Citi Strata Elite card, $595. And I think you could probably even do it with that other Strata card, right? With the no annual fees. You could probably do it some level of this for $0, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you just had all of the no annual fee cards, you'd have access to the transfer partners at not as good of a rate. And I think there might be some transfer partners that aren't open to those cards.
Yeah, so you would want at least the Premier.
You can, if you did stick to those no annual fee cards, you could have cards that earn a lot of points and have access to some transfer partners for no annual fee. And I'm sure there are some people that are in a situation for whatever reason who don't want a card with an annual fee, can't have a card with an annual fee, whatever. That's a really interesting option to have. Not the best in the grand scheme of life, but a really, really nice option.
All right. Well, let's wrap things up with a couple of questions. We have some lists from listeners. This one actually came from someone from the team. This is Lane. She was helping her family book some travel. And a question that came up was, do you still earn miles towards airline status when booking a flight with credit card points through a transfer partner? Katie?
So it depends. And through the transfer partner, I don't think really matters because you're taking points from a Chase, a Citi, an Amex, whatever. You're transferring them to that airline and then booking through the airline. So it doesn't affect elite status whether or not they're transferred points or points that you earn in the program. Some programs will allow you to earn elite points on flights booked with points, and some won't. American Airlines and Southwest don't, and this drives me bananas. This is like my one big wish for American is let me earn some loyalty points when I book with points. Drives me crazy. So those two, you are not, whether they're transferred, whether you earn them on their credit cards from flying, doesn't matter. Delta, Alaska, United all allow you to earn their version of elite points when you book a flight with points. And I love this. It is so nice. Delta, you earn the MQDs for if you book Delta or a partner award. So you could use those Delta miles and book a, Virgin flight or whatever. I mean, it'll probably cost you 1,000,000 miles, but you're going to earn some
Not worth it
MQDs.
for the
It's probably not
status.
worth it, but Alaska is a great one. I've been using Alaska Atmos points like crazy, and you earn. I think they call them loyalty points too, if I'm remembering correctly. But whatever the point is for their for elite status, you earn those when you book something with points, which is fantastic. And United also, you'll earn PQPs on United flights booked with miles or partner flights booked with miles. So hopefully that answers your question, Lane. Feel free to message me if you have things you want to clarify. One more question, and this is from Alberto on YouTube. With VentureX, you get $300 every year for a travel credit. Is that just one time when you sign on, or is that more often than a one-time credit?
Yeah, so Alberto, that is an annual benefit. So every anniversary of your card, every time you pay your annual fee, you'll get a fresh $300 credit to use. It's not calendar based; it's by your annual fee. So you pay the annual fee, you get a fresh $300 to use. That is every year. It's not part of the welcome bonus. So that's another reason that card is really popular.
Yep, love that credit. Not quite as easy as that Chase Sapphire Reserve, but man, that's a really nice, easy to use credit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, I think that's going to do it for us this week. If you have questions or comments for us, you can email us at podcast@upgradedpoints.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. And otherwise, we will see you next week.